Hey lovely friends, welcome to another Lissa video. I found this wonderful, beautiful spot with Nate. We kind of hung out, we had some lunch, and I thought I'd film some videos for you. Why not? It's a beautiful location. Today I'd like to talk about why I've never done a classic cooked food vegan diet. So with the beans, the grains, the potatoes, and cooked vegetables with some raw. I want to talk about why I've never done it that way and why I chose raw vegan. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is such a beautiful day. I'm so glad that it's spring down here. It's just so wonderful, and I love that I'm able to film these for you guys outside. It's so much better than being stuck in the house with a plain wall. At least you guys get some cool background. I do miss the kitties though, but it's all good. So today I was thinking of doing this video on why I've never eaten like a cooked vegan diet, or why I didn't become vegan before I became raw. So I've never done a cooked vegan diet because since I discovered veganism, not necessarily veganism ethical, because I never had the ethical connection until 2014. That was when it was done. I'm vegan. And I chose raw because I always resonated with raw. So I first learned about a raw vegan diet in about 2004. I was working at a natural health store and I was learning all kinds of cool stuff about herbs and vitamins and supplements and everything. I was taking nutritional consulting because I was going to do that full time at the health store. And I just really resonated with the raw vegan diet, the idea of eating raw plant foods only and not cooking anything. For one, I didn't really care for cooking and cleaning up after, but I also really resonated with the energetic side of it, where it was like you're eating whole foods that are alive. You're not damaging them or denaturing them. And whether people agree with that or not, or want to subscribe to that energetic, I felt a very strong resonance to it. The thing was that I was never able to stick to it, and I never had the vegan connection. So throughout the next 10 years, from 2004 to 2014, I tried all kinds of different diets, and I tried to be a raw vegan probably over 100 times in those 10 years. I would start and then I would fall off or whatever. I'd eat cooked food and want to still include animal products here and there. I even did a bunch of raw foodist experiments where I was eating raw food with raw animal products, like raw plant food and raw animal products, but that never worked either. And I never did the classical vegan because it was just never something that I did, because I always thought that if you were vegan, you ate raw vegan, or at least super high raw, and you ate very little cooked food. That was just the assumption that I had. I never really thought that there was another way of doing it necessarily. I thought that vegans ate really clean, they ate a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I just really resonated with the raw. So when I became vegan, I watched Earthlings, Cowspiracy, and Forks Over Knives all in one day. I became vegan in 2014, and I didn't want to do the cooked version because I know that I couldn't eat potatoes, rice, cooked foods, because I just wouldn't eat an abundance of fresh raw. I find that I just like to eat a lot of the cooked foods. So if I was to eat that diet back then, if I chose veganism back then, I probably wouldn't have experienced the same benefit that I did when I went raw, because if I ate a cooked vegan diet, I know myself, I would have inevitably started eating like a lot of junk food, a lot of mock meats. I would have ventured into that world, and I would have eaten a lot of cooked food and a lot of processed food, just because it wasn't just about the ethics for me in 2014. It was also about health. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be a healthy raw vegan. I wanted to be a healthy vegan. And I chose raw because that's what resonated with me the most. And I found so much benefit from it. So I don't know where I would be today had I not chosen the raw version of vegan, if I would have just eaten like a classic cooked food. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you do, you're vegan, awesome. But that's not what I wanted to do for myself, because I have an issue with cooked foods and the addiction, and I just know where I'd go with it, and I didn't want to go that route. So again, that's why I chose raw, and that's why I've never done a cooked vegan diet. It just never was something that I tried. I would always do raw. If I was going to do vegan, it was raw, because that's how I knew veganism to be. It's really interesting because a lot of vegans never hear about raw vegans. They don't really necessarily think it's a thing until they see a YouTuber, or maybe someone mentions it, or maybe they naturally eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables and they feel like they could be a raw vegan because they really don't eat very much cooked foods. I have heard people say that if you're eating over 70% of your calories from raw food, you're considered a raw foodie. So really, honestly, it doesn't matter. If you want to eat all raw or not all raw, it's up to you. You just have to know where you are with your diet. If you fall into eating a lot of junk food and processed foods, there might be something that you need to look at inside. Maybe you need to make some changes there as well. But that is why I never did the classic cooked food, just because it just wasn't something that I tried, because I'd always default to raw. If I was gonna do vegan, it was raw vegan. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like, subscribe to my channel to get notifications for more. You can find all my awesome raw vegan recipes right here at this link. Those are ebooks, and the print versions are available in the description box below via Amazon. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Raw Food Romance, on Facebook, Lissa's Raw Food Romance, and on Snapchat, Lissa Raw Vegan. Until the next video, guys, mwah! Fruit on.